Welcome back, Otafest listeners, to the Otafest podcast. I'm Jay. I have an Angelo and a Nancy. You would not believe, but we always do have our friends on the show.
Wow, where did you get those friends at?
I know. I want to go to the friend store.
Black
They
Friday.
have a Black Friday deal?
Sale. Yep.
Cyber Monday deal, right? Right?
Oh.
I need more friends.
Well, none of you are e-friends. You're IRL friends. So, no.
Did
no
we take
Cyber
a long
Monday.
time to ship?
No, but you did fall off the shipping container into the ocean.
Aw,
Shipping
no
people
wonder I
is
have such a
cringe.
fear of drowning.
Yeah.
It all
Little
makes
sad.
sense now.
Just before we get too far ahead of ourselves, quick reminder that Otafest 2022 early bird tickets are now available. Head to otafest.com for all the details. We've also got Artist Alley and vendors applications, which are open. Get those submissions in. And, of course, a quick reminder that Otafest 2022 is a 2-day event instead of our traditional 3-day event. In keeping of the interests of everybody's health and safety, we will be requiring that all attendees have masks and will be checking for vaccinations.
Nice.
I mean, we'll be checking for vaccinations. They won't be checking for vaccinations. If you want to, if that's like the new cool thing to do at cons, is to go check each other's vaccinations. By all means.
Hey, bro. What's your QR code look like? Oh,
Yeah.
It looks like a cloud. And the cloud looks like Godzilla.
I've got a limited edition NFT QR code.
Oh my
right
god.
here. Get them
my-
fresh
is that-
while they're hot.
Is that a lazy lion QR code? Or like a yacht club monkey? Or I don't even know.
You know, it actually
don't
blew my
wanna go
mind
too
the
deep.
first time I saw that you can put like little tiny cute icons in the middle of your QR codes.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I wish we had thought
Mine's
of that
a
earlier.
butt.
You know that
butt.
little ghost that's like, it is a mystery.
You mean Snapchat?
That little ghost is totally in my QR code.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It is a mystery. Mine kind
I
of looks
wanna-
like Mine kind of looks like it's the peanut butter jelly time banana.
Oh,
Like if I hold it really far away and I squint at it, that's kind of what it looks like.
nice.
Huh.
Wonderful.
Now I kind of want to see other people's QR codes and see if there's like little
Yeah,
characters
that's
or
what we're
something
doing.
in it.
It's
That'd be
QR
great.
code bingo.
Yeah.
This
QR code
started off
bingo.
as a joke.
It started off
Now.
as a joke, and now
But
I'm
now
genuinely-
actually-
Don't forget, I think panel applications are still open if you want to run QR code bingo.
Oh man. That'd be amazing.
Or like, what's that other kids game? It's like, who am I? No, that's not it. It's the one where
Guess
like
who?
you have like it's a 2-player game, but you have like a bunch of panels of faces that are looking at you, and
Yeah,
then you're
guess
like,
who?
Guess who?
who? That's the one. Yeah,
I
thank
love
you.
that game.
Man,
I
I
was so
remember
bad
I
at
was
it, though.
playing it once, eons ago,
Eons.
and I stumbled upon a question that eliminates like 90% of the cards, and I think it was, does the person have a hat?
Oh.
And the answer was
No.
yes. And this was the first question, and suddenly,
Ooh.
like of the 20 or 30 or whatever it was, all but 5 went down.
Oh wow.
Here's the thing. I bet if you looked it up on Google, there's probably like a meta game to it.
Oh,
where,
absolutely.
Like people have devised the strategy to it, because people have devised strategy for like Monopoly, which is admittedly more complex, or like other games. But in general, I'm sure like Connect 4 has probably been a solved game, for example.
Connect 4 is a solved game. Checkers is a solved game.
Yeah. Like solved games aren't necessarily the exact same thing, but I mean, there's like a
There's like the
definite
mathematically
process.
solved game, and then there's like
Yeah.
the meta game, right?
game theory.
Yeah.
It's just a game theory. Wait, that's probably trademarked. Anyways, how are you guys?
I'm excellent.
I have been incredibly sleep deprived this week.
Nice. Me
feel it.
too.
It's
We're on
been-
night
I
shifts.
feel it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on night shift. I feel like a walking zombie most of the days.
Oh my god.
It's been weird. But I may have mentioned this before. I started at a new position at the very beginning of November, and because we're all working remotely, no one's had a reason to go into the office because it's fully remote. No one is in the office unless you absolutely gotta be for paperwork or something. And so I got a chance to see the new building for the first time, and holy cow, I can absolutely see why people actually want to come back to the office.
Oh my
It's a
God.
Beautiful space.
Do
It
they
has
have a pool?
lovely views of the river downtown and north of the river.
Oh, that's actually really nice.
And
Cool.
the interior space is decorated beautifully. Like, this is a hipster's dream. There's coffee, vintage fridges. There is an actual dedicated beer fridge or 3. Some really cool, like, cast iron-esque looking stairs in the stairwell. Like, it's just a really cool space, and it's wonderful. I actually am very excited to go back to work at the employer's office at some point. Like, this is an actual first time for me.
Okay, at this point, if I had to go to an office job, they would absolutely need a beer fridge, but they would also need like a little robot, like a Roomba or something, that fetches a beer and delivers it to you.
I think we have
The
a
other thing-
teleconf bot that does that.
The other thing that we would need is a dedicated pool, and
Oh.
we would need waterproof laptops so that I could
What's
be
a-
working in the pool, just like on
I
a
wanna
floaty
be-
or something, as the robot delivers a beer to the poolside.
Sure.
We do have a fake
Here's the thing.
beach seat
What
that
is
you could use.
what is a dedicated pool? Aren't all pools dedicated to
Well, as
being
opposed to,
pools?
like, a
what? How are they a part-time pool? What do they become if they're not a pool?
Well, some
Well,
of them are just like a
part-time. It
pond.
could be used for water polo.
Some of them are pond,
But it's
some of
still a
them are, like-
pool.
some of them are like an indoor canoe tug of war arena. You know,
Paddleboarding.
Still a pool. It doesn't stop it from
But
being a
it's
pool
not
just because
yours.
you're...
It's being shared.
yeah.
No, that's not what that term means. When you say that it's a dedicated thing, it's always means that it's that
Well,
thing.
here's
It's not the
some
usage
pools,
that changes what it
you
is.
don't understand. Some pools are very
It's like saying-
casual about their designations.
It's
Some
a
of them are
dedicated.
like, you know
it's
what?
a dedicated
You know
what?
ocean.
I understand
It's a
that I have
dedicated
a pool,
ocean, and because
but when I was
somebody
a child,
is...
I wanted to be a bear, and so like some pools are very busy.
Oh, but
trying
you
to be
are a bear.
instead of trying to be the best, nicest, either chlorinated or salted body of water, indoor, heated or not.
The usage doesn't change what it is.
It's the spirit.
Therefore, it is still
It's the spirit
dedicated
of
to
it,
what
Jay.
it is. No. Anyway, sounds cool.
Anyway,
Uh,
you know
speaking
what's
of
dedicated though? You know what's dedicated? The style of the new JoJo's drop.
My God. I was tippy tapping away on my keyboard at work last night, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on over here?" Stone Ocean opening dropped. Oh my God! Oh my God! And I clicked the link.
Stone
I viewed
Ocean.
it. I taped my eyes open. And Jesus Christ!
what is
Style.
what is the nomenclature about? Like, why is it called Stone Ocean?
Because that's what it's called.
That's
Okay,
literally
'cause
just the name of
to
the
me-
story arc.
Sort of sounds like a new Intel processor
Pokemon?
release.
It
Well, it's
kind of
like-
sounds like a new Pokemon next
it's
generation
just like-
name.
The part name, like part 1 was Phantom Blood, part 2 was Battle Tendency, part 3 was Stardust Crusaders, part 4
All right.
was Diamond is Unbreakable, part 5 was
that's James
Vento
Bond shit right
Arreo
there.
or Golden Wind, and now we're
Yeah.
at Stone Ocean.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe they're stoned in the ocean. Who knows? I didn't finish the manga.
Maybe it's an ocean full of stones. Who knows?
That could
Well,
happen.
Either way, I saw
Honestly, it just sounds
all
like a
I
parking
wanted,
lot.
all I want is like a video game just done entirely in that style. Please.
My God, that would be
I'd-
amazing.
Play the heck
There
out
are
of
games like that,
it. It looks so good.
similar to style.
It really does. Like, it looks good. The music is banging. Despite me, I didn't finish the manga, but it gave me the feels. It gave me
Oh, yeah.
the scenes and the characters. It delivered on what I wanted.
I'm
And
genuinely
it built
curious
up
about
so
how much
much
it
hype.
costs.
many dollars.
Many what?
it's gotta be-
Oh, many dollars.
And even many more yen.
Oh.
much
Yes,
much
of
ruble.
course.
Yeah, it's.
I'm going to
it's
go out
very
on
stylistic.
a limb and say it costs 100 times more yen than dollar.
That's a really good way to ballpark it.
Sort of similar, but like a little bit of combining Nancy's return to office and combining visuals and the visual arts. Have you guys been back to a theater recently?
Yes.
I have not.
I
I
have
still
not
am
been
not
back
sure
to
how
a
much I
theater.
trust people to go back to theaters.
So
And there's
me
like
and Dio-
still like there's a bunch of movies that have come out recently and are coming out in the next little bit, and it's like kind of want to go see them. Like I want to go see like the new Spider-Man movie, which hasn't come out yet, but soon. I
and I
wanted
went
to
to a
see
movie
James
theater.
Bond. I haven't seen James Bond yet, but kind of really wanted to. There's the Ghostbusters movie, which I know a couple of friends have gone to, but I still have not made it through. I know we've talked about it before, but I was just curious, just because we're getting to holiday season, which is like major movie releases. I think there's probably a few that are coming out that are probably pretty big. I don't know what the general consensus is. Like, it's fine to go probably, but how many people are actually going?
So Dio and I went on like some idle weekday afternoon to see what was it? Dune. That's right.
Ooh.
And so this was only like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
And it was absolutely great because the entire theater that we were in, and it was one of the bigger ones. We went to like the Landmark in the North End. There was me, Dio, and one other guy.
Nice.
So it's like it's
Dude, what a third wheel, am I
it's
right?
one of the more out of the way theaters, sure. But this theater with super comfy chairs, absolutely huge screen, in one
Did
of
you
the
go all the way up
biggest-
to the north?
Yeah, we did.
Why didn't you just go to Market
At
Mall?
that point,
Fuck Market Mall. Why would I want to go there?
Because
does it
there's
ever
a Landmark
feel like
theater,
it's
too.
okay for the two of you to just sort of kind of like heckle or have like a very quiet commentary together because it's so empty? Or is it like, okay, no, this is a theater.
It's
like,
probably
I'm gonna Shut the
worse.
heck up.
No, it's probably worse because it's empty and like you're clearly the only other source. Like you can't blame it on anybody else. Especially if the other person
only
gets
me and
annoyed.
Dio,
Yeah.
it could feel like that. But even then, it's like, well, Dio might want to watch. So it's like, well, if I were alone, would I want to talk then? It's like, hell no. Who the hell would I be talking to? Like, there's very few situations where I would want to actively speak in a theater.
Same.
I think the only way to get me to actually start being like loud and trying to talk to people is if the lights were on and it was clearly the intention to just party and have a good time and talk over the
I mean,
movie.
if it's like it, I think it depends on the showing. If it's something like Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's fine.
Where you
it's, like,
literally go
expected
to celebrate
sing
it with other
Dance to the
people?
Time Warp.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Or,
at the end of the day, if you
remember.
like if you rented out the theater with like friends only, that's okay.
Eons-
That's the same as just getting together in a house.
Eons ago, me and a friend went to see 300 in theaters. And at that one scene, the one scene where Leonidas kicks the guy down the well, everybody in the theater yelled out, "This is Sparta." And it was amazing. Like that was the only time anybody in the theater actively said anything other than like gasps of shock or laughing or something like that. Just everybody yelled it out. Because it was just such an iconic
300
part of the marketing.
300 was released 14 years ago.
Why do you do this
Why
to me,
do
Jay?
you do this?
Why would you say such a... Why would you come to
'Cause
my
I'm
house
the baby
and
on the
say that
podcast.
300 aired in theaters
I'm the baby on the
14 years ago?
podcast. I'm the young
you?
baby.
My God.
On the
boy.
podcast, I am. I feel slightly less. Also, I've never seen 300, but that's okay too.
That
I-
reminds
my-
me.
I'm like the worst person to bring up going to a theater or watching movies because people know I don't watch things. That's like
I was under the impression that you watched movies, but only once.
Yes.
I
was
also
also under that
generally
impression.
true. But that's why I'm so irrelevant, man. I just don't consume new media very often, especially when it's super new. And once I do, I never think about it again.
I know that feeling. I know the older you get, the more the children start talking about things that you've never heard of, and then one day, even like your peers are just like, "Yes, I watched the new thing," and you're like, "What new thing? I haven't even heard of this new thing. What new thing are you even talking about? Divulge your secrets." And then they start talking, and it's almost like a different language, and it's like, what's going on? I don't understand. What are you talking about? Speak to
I
me, man.
used to be with it, and then it changed. It happened to me, and it'll happen to you.
It's true. it's true.
I don't think I was ever with it, thank God. So
I'm pretty sure I was never.
And
with
then
it.
what
I was
I
one of
was
the
with
cool
wasn't
kids.
it anymore, and it wasn't hip.
And now we
my
sit around
God.
and talk about JoJo's.
I mean, JoJo's has not been hip or with it for like 20 years, and then it suddenly was.
excuse
Was it
me,
really-
you guys aren't that close. I think you have to call it Joseph.
Joseph.
Yes,
Joseph Joestar.
JoJo is for friends. You
Oh.
shall acknowledge it as Joseph.
Joseph
Okay,
Joseph it is.
okay. But not all of them are Josephs. In fact,
True.
only one of them
Well,
are
then.
Josephs.
The new star is Jolene.
Yes, Jolene.
Jolene.
She's still a Joestar,
is the
though.
stand is Dolly Parton.
Oh,
Yes.
what?
That would be amazing.
No. What is her stand name? I can't even remember.
No, the stand is Dolly Parton. God damn you.
I don't even remember.
The most wholesome
It's been a
person
little
on Earth
while.
that
It
is
has
still
been.
alive.
A little while.
Hmm.
But you know what else is happening for a little while? Cyberpunk 2077 is finally getting good reviews for a little while.
Yeah, as of the
I-
last couple of weeks.
So apparently, all of the really, really bad reviews was really just mostly from people who are playing on console. Is that right?
Yeah, they
I
haven't
mean,
fixed all
I
the
had-
console issues, unfortunately. They
I
are
had
focusing
big
more on the
bugs on
PC
PC.
side. Yeah, they're
I had
fixing
some
more of the
funny bugs on PC. I didn't see any
They've-
like horrible game breaking ones like the ones you
Yeah.
told me about.
The
I
PC
had some
stuff
graphical
is getting the
issues.
most attention, but like partially it might be because like it's been on a Black Friday sale for the last couple of weeks or whatever, so like the price might match the value a little bit better, so that always helps with expectations. But in the last few weeks, people who are playing, new players are. I don't know what returning players are thinking. I haven't returned to the game yet. I want to because I actually just still like the world and the art and everything like that of it. But as I understand, all the new players coming in, they're like, this is pretty good. Like, we've heard bad things. So it could be a case of lowered expectations. I know that for sure console hasn't received as much love and attention. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like, like how they're balancing and focusing on different sides. I do know though that one of the like directors of Cyberpunk like acknowledged the good reviews, and he was just like, "You don't know how much this means to me." Like, not like I'm and I don't think it's like a just a professional side thing. I think it's like, his team himself has worked so hard on it. They've obviously had a lot of troubles in the last year or two due to the release, right? Because
Oh
they
my
got, like,
god.
hacked, and they got all the bad press and everything like that. So this is sort of like the redemption arc, and they're just hoping really to get back to work and put out a good product.
It's true.
I'm hoping to get back into the game maybe by early next year. I've still got just a bunch of games to play through, but I want to get around to finishing some of my big titles. So,
maybe I'll
looking
play
forward
it.
to
Maybe I'll come back to it eventually. When I
it's
played
installed.
it,
I have it installed. So
there were a lot of graphical bugs.
Yep.
And I mean,
Yeah.
those were like kind of funny, haha. but still gave like an unpolished feeling to it. The only game-breaking bug that I really experienced, and not game-breaking in the way that you can no longer progress exactly, but more that you couldn't progress, and it was exceptionally frustrating until I threw myself off a building in frustration, and then the game updated everything and let me continue on with the story. So, in one of the early parts of the game, realistically, still in the tutorial, like it tries to walk you between quests, and so at one point it was like, okay, talk to this guy, and I talked to the guy, and then the game was like, yeah, talk to the guy, but you talk to the guy, and he already does his dialogue thing, so it's clearly that you're supposed to have to go somewhere else, and I'm just like, well, what the fuck is going on? Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do at this point?
Yeah,
And
I
so it
experienced
was
that
like
too.
an hour and a half of just fucking around until I finally just, like I said, threw myself off the side of a building to see if there was fall damage. And then the quest log updated and was like, oh, go talk to this other guy. And, I was like, oh, so I'm just going to have to fucking kill myself every now and then to make sure that I can keep playing the game.
Cool.
Understood.
Cool beans.
I mean, that's part of the dystopia.
My funniest graphical glitch was I made a right turn, and I may have right-turned my car just a little too tightly and went over the curb a smidge. And by a smidge, I mean, like, the wheel barely caught on it. But anyway, apparently
Sure,
there
that's
were
what they all say.
pedestrians. Apparently there were pedestrians at that corner. I didn't see anything. But one of them went skyrocketing like it had been tossed by a trebuchet. And then the body landed after a few seconds in front of my car and like exploded into bloody gore. And I was like, this is
God.
the most dramatic nudge I have ever seen. It's like when you accidentally nudge someone in the hallway and they go bouncing off and they hit the lockers and they go, ah, my spleen, except way worse.
Sometimes a mild bump feels like that.
It does if the person walking down the hall is Angelo-sized and the person he nudged is Nancy-sized. Yes.
Sometimes when you just you bump into somebody and your ego is just completely shattered, your will to live is destroyed, and sometimes you wish your body just followed along with it, you know? You know?
Anyway, that's the best glitch I had. None of the other glitches were remotely funny or noteworthy, so I guess I just didn't play it enough when it was buggier.
Yeah, it's almost sad that you don't like the bugs don't exist in a sense. It's like Red Dead Redemption, I believe the first one, there was like the bugs where like models would get overlaid over different types of animations. So you'd have like the donkey-faced woman issue where like
Jaguar Man.
or like
Jaguar Man is like the
Cougar
legendary
Man,
one.
I think. Yeah, where you'd have like all sorts of just skins on top of animations that should not exist, and they made like unholy terrors.
Yes.
Because you'd be riding, because like with the Jaguar Man one, for
example.
example, because like cougars and panthers and stuff like attack you in the wild every now and then. Like it's rare, but it does happen, and you have to imagine that you're like, galloping along on your horse in the dark of night, and you're just trying to get from town to town for your next mission or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then in the hills you hear like the rah 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 kind of a cat, and then you're like, oh shit, what is that? And like you start looking to see where the cat is, and then instead of seeing like a four-legged panther, you see like a two-legged anthropomorphic, not anthropomorphic really, but like because it's
literally
just on the two legs,
the model of a
running
man.
at you full speed trying to hunt you down. Like
Did it actually run at you on two legs? Because to my understanding, it somehow the cougar asset or the game object would take the model of one of the human models and just like try to overlay them. So it was like this broken, janky, crazy model of a man like running and bounding on four legs. Absolutely horrifying.
Huh.
Absolutely
but
horrifying.
legendary.
It is a cryptid for the new age, Cougar
Okay,
Man
then.
or Jaguar Man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, okay. This just reminds me of that time where I thought the funniest thing ever was that Metal Gear Solid, was it 5, maybe? 6? Glitch where like it's during a cutscene and someone's walking towards you and they just like walk towards you but they're in the floor and their model is totally glitching out, like they're waving their arms around like the wild wavy inflatable arm man thing.
Nice.
That was the only glitch I ever found on purpose. and then promptly forgot about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just God, some of
The
these
only other
glitches
game-
are just so epically funny.
The only other game glitch that I remember and I want to talk about is when Angelo used to host a Minecraft server, and it wasn't so much a glitch so much as how Angelo set up the server to set,
Oh my God.
to set save
I know
files.
exactly what you're talking
We've
about.
said it before. We've actually talked about it really quickly before, but it's still one of my like all-time favorite things because Angelo had set up a Minecraft server for our like Discord community, and we were just like playing along or whatever. But he was like, I don't know why, but this like the save files are just taking up so much space.
No, what happened was the server literally broke. You were
Yeah.
messaging me one day and it's like, yeah, the server's down. And I'm like, what do you mean the server's down? The server shouldn't be down.
Yeah, but you noticed that it was a save file being like,
I log in. Literally all of the disk space is used.
Oh, well, that explains
All of it.
Why though?
This was a Minecraft server. I think at the time, I'd set it up with a 50 gigabyte hard drive, and the disk space was used. And what happened, what was going on, is that I set up a script to auto run to back up the map folder, or rather the entire server folder. My explanation being, or my justification being, if the server ever had an issue, I could just delete the one folder, drop in the old folder, and be done with it. But what was going on was that I was saving the backups in the same folder as the server was. So every time it would back up along with the previous 7 days worth of backups.
Ooh, it was a Matryoshka doll problem.
it was
was-
exponential saves.
It wasn't exponential. It was increasing its disk space to the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, that's amazing. B, hilarious.
Yes.
I love it. I love that this is something you found out after you lost all of your disk room.
Yep. Yeah, I logged in and I was like, why isn't anything running? Why isn't it starting? And I did a thing that's like, what do you mean there's no more disk space? How is it there's no way that someone can explore the map large enough to fill up this disk? And no, it was because I was absolutely
Challenge
dumb.
accepted.
I was absolutely smooth-brained when setting up the backup script.
Note to
But let me
self,
tell
do
you,
not
the quality of
include the
those
backups
backups.
in the backups.
Yes. Exactly. But I tried to spin up a Minecraft server again recently. And because of the internet that I'm on, I used to be on Shaw where it was very easy. On Telus, I've had nothing but problems trying to get port forwarding to work. And as far as I can tell, there's no reason why it shouldn't work. Even on Telus's website now, it says like, yeah, we block certain ports, but all these other ports should be readily available. And for whatever reason, I can't get local hosting to work. I have an amazing server. I have a very fast internet, but just no dice. And so I was thinking, I have a $5 Linode instance, and I was thinking, well, what if the Linode acts as like the public face of the server, and then the Linode and the home server, speak to each other and forward the data? This could work. And so the first thing I was like, okay, is that a thing that I can do? Is it something where the Linode can act as like the front of that server? And it looks like that's called a reverse proxy. I think that should work. I think I can set it up with Apache, which is already running on my Linode server, and that's all great. The other thing is that because my home server isn't public, I can't. That's the whole problem. I can't make it public. There needs to be a connection between the Linode and the home server, and so I was looking at making like an OpenVPN server.
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked it up. Both of them were running Debian. So very easy. It's like I look up Debian, OpenVPN, and I find an article on the Debian wiki that's like, yes, this is how you do the VPNs between the two. And so I was looking at it. I was following the instructions. Everything was working perfectly. I got them speaking to each other, pinging no problem. But the only thing was, I had to enter a command into the console of each to do that. That's not what you want to do. You want it to be able to do it on startup. Just work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the point in the tutorial that the article kind of broke down, where right before this section, it was like, yes, this is how you do the thing to make a program called Systemd, which runs everything on startup, do the thing for you on startup automatically.
Yep.
And then the next one was like, oh, by the way, if you're on Debian, you want to do it this way. And I'm like, wait a minute.
What?
This is a Debian article.
Uh-huh.
Why did if this is a Debian article? If I had to do it like this on Debian, why didn't you just tell me to do it that way in the first place?
That does
And
seem
so I tried doing
rather
it.
incongruent.
I tried doing it and it doesn't work. I tried doing it the previous way that they said it doesn't work, and there's no troubleshooting steps. So I checked the logs. The errors in the logs are just the process failed, and it's like, why did it fail? What's going on? And so I look it up, and other people were like, yeah, I couldn't get it working, and so I'm not just like, this is something that a lot of people do. Why is there no real documentation or troubleshooting guide on what to do? Why does this thing, this public wiki just break?
Can you
You've just come across
you-
the classic struggle of open sourced FAQ/wiki type articles, as particularly
for-
pertaining to Linux. of any
for
sort.
the everybody else, including myself, can you just TLDR everything you just said?
So I wanted the public server to do all the talking to everybody on the internet, which makes sense. But to do that, the private server and the public server needed a connection between them.
Uh-huh.
And while I could make that connection, I would have to do it manually every time. And when I closed the window on my PC remotely, it would close. The connection would die. And when I was trying to make the two do it automatically, the instructions just didn't work. And I like Linux, I do. But recently, like Linus Tech Tips, they have a Linux challenge between two of their hosts.
Yeah, I saw that.
And a lot of people in the Linux community are like, wow, what the hell? They're doing these boneheaded things. Everybody knows that you must grease the samoflange if you want to herd the cats. And everybody who's like normal people are like, the fuck is a samoflange? I'm
Anyways.
sitting here. How do I grease the samoflange on a turbo encabulator?
Uh-huh. Anyways, all to set up a Minecraft server.
And so Minecraft server did not get set up.
Aww.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to,
Minecraft,
the solution would be get a better Linode server. But then it's like to really support enough people to make it worth it, I'm changing my Linode server from like $5 a month to like $20 a month.
Oh, geez. That's quite a multiplication in scale.
Well, because that would be going from 1 gigabyte of RAM to 4 gigabytes of RAM.
But yeah.
When instead I could use my home server if TELUS wasn't being a piece of shit that has 288 gigabytes of RAM.
Are you at least getting fiber internet from TELUS?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy it, but it's also kind of twitchy. You know what I mean?
It's really good for me, but it's just, I wish that I could host my home server because having gigabit uploads on a really powerful home server would be
is
absolutely
kind of the
amazing.
thing to do. If you have gigabit upload, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Angela,
So,
out of
okay, this
curiosity.
reminds me.
Okay, never mind. No, it's okay.
No, it's
Go
it's
ahead.
okay, ask
Nope.
your
Go
question.
ahead. Go ahead. Nope.
No, this reminds me of something that happened to me this week. This week, my phone, which has just reached 3 years of age, oh my god, I know, got its last Android OS update. And I looked at it and I was like, oh man, I don't ever get these anymore. This is going to be great. That was the Nancy that hasn't been burned by this in a while optimism mode kicking in. So, of course, I immediately looked at it and said, yeah, reboot now, install. Yeah, I want to see all these new, shiny things that I'm going to get. It's going to be great. I realized the next time I went outside that I didn't have data, which is
Oh, no.
not good. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to go, I need to look up this recipe on how to make beef bourguignon because I want to make beef bourguignon and I want to make sure I get the right kind of booze for it. And I can't. So I tug on Sean's sleeve and I say, can you tether me for data for a second? And we go off and look at this recipe and I'm like, I'll figure this out later. I just want to buy this bottle of whatever booze it is that I need. I can't remember which one it is. And then we'll go home and I'll figure it out. And then I promptly forget. And then the next time I go out, I remember again, I don't have data. What the heck? And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, can you tether me for data again? And it's just like, okay. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, my APN settings are wrong after I go digging around in my settings for a bit. And I'm like, God damn it. The Android OS update wiped my APN settings. I have to put them in by hand.
Oof.
So 10 minutes of me on a little touchscreen keyboard trying to type in things that are not words and are mostly just smatterings of symbols, letters, and some numbers. And then I figure, oh, it's probably fine. Turn my Wi-Fi off, try it again. It is not fine. Apparently, there is a hidden setting to save all of your APN settings in the stupid 3-dot menu instead of just auto-saving like it does for all your other settings.
Ah.
Cool, okay, let's do it again. So I do it again. Another 10 minutes pass. And it's me awkwardly, like, the equivalent of alt-tabbing back and forth between a web page with the Kudo APN settings and going back to my settings constantly as I'm retyping all these stupid settings in. And it's still not quite right, but at least I still have data. Fine. I will fix it properly when I get home. I just want to do what I'm doing right now and get it over with. By the time I get home, I am Googling. Every single person with my phone who has gotten this update in the last few months has made the exact same complaint. And it's not just missing APN settings. It's things like your auto brightness is now broken. It constantly thinks it's in your pocket whenever you try to turn on your screen. And I'm like, God damn it.
Oh
And
my
so now,
God.
so now I'm stuck at the horrible crossroads of, do I want to go through the effort of manually downgrading my OS or trying to leave it and hoping that it gets better, knowing it's at the end of life of support right now?
So, which phone was this?
This is the OnePlus 6T.
OnePlus. What the fuck?
I know.
You're supposed to be better than this OnePlus.
Honestly, I had higher expectations. But I'm, so out of morbid curiosity, for Black Friday, I went and I poked around at a bunch of phones. Doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot of really outstanding choices right now outside of Apple's iPhones, which kind of blew me away. People are like, if you want a Pixel, go for the 6, don't get the Pro. I'm like, okay, that's a choice that I could potentially look into. And then there's Apple. I have had a lot of people in the tech field lately tell me they just got really tired of exactly this. Their Android phones just stop working after updates. And they just want something that actually works. So they've gone to the Apple ecosystem. And I'm like, this is not something I would have ever heard any of my tech colleagues really say like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, it was Android, purely Android. It had the greatest amount of customizability, the greatest level of choice when it came to what kind of device you wanted. And now it's all those people are moving to Apple iPhones. And I was like, that's kind of crazy.
It is. And honestly, I understand it.
I do.
Like, I have the Pixel 4a, and the Pixel 4a is actually like the perfect phone for me.
Yeah, same with Sean. He really likes his too.
I love it. It's a perfect phone, and that's because I barely do anything on my phone these days because it's such a pain to do anything.
I know.
But
It
occurred to me the other day that Apple is as much shit as I give them. I do not
Yes.
like Apple. I will not
Same.
buy Apple products.
Same.
They are one of the more trustworthy big tech companies now.
So, yes, here's
And
the
that's
thing.
kind of scary to me.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So for Black Friday, I just, for curiosity, I went and I looked on the website and I was like, all right, what do you have for me? Not an astounding deal, that's for sure, because their big Black Friday thing was if you buy one of these select iPhone models, we'll give you a $70 gift card to use later. And I was like, that's not an astounding deal. There's nothing here promoting me getting this because it's a good deal. What's really selling iPhones to me is that they support their devices for 5 years. That's
Yeah.
unheard of in the Android sphere. Second of all, if you give back an electronic device, they have a robot that they have cleverly named to make it a little more human-esque. They have a robot that they have programmed to dismantle your electronics so they can recover some of those resources. That speaks
Dismantling
of,
McDismantle face?
I wish. They named it Daisy, I think. So
That's actually kind of cute.
it's a cute name. It's actually very like a cute, this is almost a, an adorable robot name. And some of these things actually speak to me way more than they ever had before. I was really
So
tempted.
lately Apple has been doing, at least visually, doing things kind of right. They've got like the home repair program now where you can order parts right through them, only specific parts.
Specific
But
parts,
at least it's an option.
There. They did it.
They're
They
going
opened up
out
the
of their way.
repairability.
They're going out of their way to be like, hey, Mr. Reporter person, your country is spying on you. Your phone has spyware on it, and it's someone is looking into your business. You might want to clean your phone or replace it. Like Apple is just coming out swinging with all these W's. They're not.
It's true.
The phones aren't really meant to be repairable. If Apple actually went like the framework laptop and made their laptops intentionally easy
Modular?
to fix,
Yeah.
did the same thing with their phones,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I would actually be like, the fuck are they doing? Why are they making something that I actually want now?
So okay.
Apple, are you okay?
Yeah. Is everything okay? Or did you wake up one day and you were like, no, it's time to be a good...
Did
Tend
they
to
have
be a
their
good.
Scrooge moment? Are they going to be a good company now?
Anyway, so long story short, I did actually survive Black Friday. I didn't spend a lot on an impulse decision, but I was very tempted. Like, very tempted to just go and be like, here's my credit card, just send me an iPhone. I want a phone that works.
I did some Black Friday shopping.
What did you get? Tell me.
I spent $100 on underwear.
Is it the what is it? Like that top end, like all men should wear this underwear one?
Probably not the one you're thinking of, but yes.
Top end underwear is something else.
So there's this one brand that someone gave me a pair of these like 7 or 8 years ago. The brand is Sax, SAXX.
Sax. Yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
And they're the most comfortable underwear I've ever had. Sheath is the other. I think Sheath is the other like premium underwear brand. I feel like they go a little bit too crazy.
A little too
But,
top end.
But like with Sax, they have a million different goofy designs. And
They do.
so the underwear is normally like 30 to 35 Canadian per pair, which I mean for girls probably doesn't sound that crazy, but for guys, you get like a 10-pack for $2.
30 to
So spending-
35 is either one pair of really nice panties or one pair of extremely cheap bra.
Yeah. And so like For a guy, that is absurd. That is a lot of money to spend on one pair of underwear.
Welcome to premium under things, Angelo.
But they had a Black Friday deal for anywhere between 20 to 40% off. So instead of spending $150 on 4 pairs of underwear, I spent $100 on 4 pairs of underwear. And I'm saying that, and I'm still like, the fuck did I spend my money on? 4 pairs of underwear. You get that for like $5 at Walmart. Jesus fucking Christ. But to be fair, they're a good pair of underwear is a little bit life changing.
So now that you have multiple pairs of these, you're going to quickly discover that in your week-to-week laundry, you're going to wear these more than all the other ones, and then you're going to be like, oh no, I've been ruined. I can't go back to my other underwear.
No, you don't understand. This has been my second order of this underwear this year.
Oh!
That already happened to me, Nancy. I've already been there.
You've already reached your peak of evolution of underwear.
So I actually made the first order around January or February earlier this year, just because I was like, okay, I need some good fitting underwear. I want something a little bit comfortable. Let's see what's available. And so I got some of those. And exactly as you say, like I had the four pairs of that I always pick out first. And then every day that there's not those ones available,
You're
I'm
just
like,
a little more miserable.
I'm a plebeian today. What is going on? This is not how I was meant to live my life. I must do laundry so that I can wear the good underwear, or do I tempt
Suffer
the devil
consequences
and pick them out of the dirty laundry bin?
No, sir.
No, I have standards.
You have standards.
But
now having good underwear is like you're waking up on the good side of the bed. It just starts your day off so much differently.
Exactly. Like it was yesterday morning, the Saturday morning after Black Friday, and I was like, wait a minute. I want more underwear. A few more of the old shitty pairs have worn out. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should look and see if I can get more. And yeah, like 20 to 40% off isn't amazing. For clothing like that, they can give you a much steeper discount. Like, Jesus Christ, guys, come on. But, you know, it's still money that I didn't have to spend. It's a mild amount of savings for a luxury item.
But it's an upgrade, right? It's a personal upgrade.
Absolute upgrade. This means that instead of feeling like a king for 4 days of the week, I get to feel like a king for 1 week plus a day without doing laundry.
Diggity. And now you could even extend it to like a 2-week laundry cycle.
What are you pulling out some Big Hero 6 bullshit right there, like wearing it forwards and then backwards and then inside out and then forwards and backwards?
Well,
like, what are you talking about?
If you're going to get like 12 days of underwear, like the good stuff, that means you can extend your laundry cycle to like 14 days.
Oh, no.
You could have a 2-week laundry cycle.
I have standards. I do not wear a pair of underwear more than once before it goes back in the laundry.
Oh, yeah. I don't either. But it was a thought that crossed my mind.
Oh my god.
But what's going to happen is that next time they have another good sale, you will have more, and then you will be accumulating a larger library of good underwear.
Oh yeah. And not only good underwear, good and goofy underwear. like one of them has an alligator trying to eat a shark, trying to eat a bird, trying to eat a frog on it.
Okay, then.
One of them has like this really cool vaporwave mountain range on it. Another is just covered in like donuts. Like these are premium underwear designs that you do not find in $5 Walmart packs, I tell you what.
I'll tell you what. Gather around, children. Listen to Grandpa Angelo tell us about the joys of good underwear.
In my day, you couldn't get good underwear for $5 at Walmart, but you also couldn't get podcast episodes for $5 at Walmart either. And I think it's about time that we go and search for a new podcast episode. It'll take about a week.
See you next week, everyone.
Bye.